Hey y'all, I'm Lottie LaBeouf, and this is my best friend Tiana. So welcome to a very special edition
of the Cosplay Kitchen.
Today on the Cosplay Kitchen, we're going to be making two wonderful dishes from the lovely city of New Orleans, where Tiana and I are from. The first is a beignet, or a French donut. The second is going to be shrimp Creole, which we're going to make extra spicy. And to top it all off, we're going to make a drink called a Sazerac. And whoo boy, it'll light you up.
Lottie girl, are you sure you can do this?
Honey child, don't you worry about a thing. I got it. For the beignets, you're going to need 1 cup of warm water. You're going to need 1/4 cup of sugar. You're going to need 1/2 teaspoon of salt. You're going to need 1 large egg, 2 tablespoons of butter, 4 cups of all-purpose flour, 1/2 cup of sweetened condensed milk. And what you're going to do is you're going to take your yeast, 3 tablespoons, and you're going to bloom it in your warm water. Once it's nice and frothy, we're going to add all the ingredients into the mixing bowl, and we're going to mix it together with a dough hook. Start the mixer off slow, and gently turn it up. This keeps the flour from going everywhere. And mix all the ingredients together until everything is nice and smooth. If the flour keeps getting stuck on the side, just use a spatula to knock it down. Careful not to get your spatula mixed up in the mixer though. That won't be pretty. Once a nice smooth dough ball forms, turn off your mixer. And you're going to dump the dough out onto a lightly oiled surface. There we go. Take it and dump it into a very oiled bowl. If you don't have oil in there, it's going to stick and be a hot mess. Cover it in plastic wrap and refrigerate it for minimum 3 to 4 hours. Or, what's best, is overnight. While the beignets are chilling off, we're going to make our Creole shrimp. So, the ingredient list for that is as follows. 1 pound of unpeeled shrimp. And what you're going to do is you're going to peel the shrimp, you're going to add the shrimp peelings to 4 cups of water and let it boil for about 10 minutes. And then we're going to strain it off, but we'll do that later. So, 1 pound of shrimp, you're going to need 2 tablespoons of oil, 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour, 1 6-ounce can of tomato paste, 1/2 of an onion, a bell pepper, and a celery stalk, 2 cloves of garlic, 2 teaspoons of Creole seasoning, 1/2 teaspoon of lemon juice, 1 1/4 cup of milk, and of course 1 teaspoon of salt. I know it sounds terribly complicated, but it's not. You want to chop up your bell pepper and your onion, just a nice little dice, and then just toss in a bay leaf if you're feeling so inclined. And then over here, we have our shrimp peelings from earlier, and we're just going to strain off all them yummy juices into a bowl. Now, let's head over to our stovetop. So add your olive oil to the pan. And then wait for it to heat up and add your vegetables. We're going to let those cook for about 5 to 7 minutes till they're nice and soft and smell real good. Once your vegetables are nice and soft, you want to add your salt, your bay leaf, and your garlic. Give it a good hit. There you go. Now we want to mix it all up. You don't want to add the garlic first because it cooks much faster than everything else. And burned garlic is just awful. Next, we're going to add 2 cups of the shrimp broth. And immediately after that, we're going to add the flour. Sprinkle it gently. And stir it up nice and good. And everybody from New Orleans knows that good food always starts with a roux. Let your roux cook down for about 5 or 6 minutes till it's nice and golden brown. And then we'll add the rest of our ingredients. When your roux is a nice golden brown, you want to add your tomato paste. Try to add our tomato paste. Now keep going, we want more, more. Just keep going, like the whole can.
Oh, girl.
While she's doing that, we're going to add our Creole seasoning. We're going to add, our lemon juice. It's very exciting. We're just getting stuff all over. I love it. I love it, Tiana. There you go. Beautiful, beautiful. We'll mix that all together. And then finally, we're going to add our shrimp and cook them till they're nice and pink. Now, if your roux looks a bit thick, don't worry. Just add an extra little splash of water or some more of your shrimp juice and it'll turn out just fine. After the shrimp are cooked, take it off the heat and we'll come back to that later. Back to our beignets. On a lightly floured surface, you want to dump your dough ball. Nice job. And we're going to pat it out till it's about 1 inch thick. It's going to be real sticky. That's where the oil comes in handy. So pat it out, and then using a nice sharp knife, you're going to cut it into 3-inch squares or into triangles if you feel so inclined. Tiana over here, though, likes to do the squares. She's the beignet expert, as we all know.
You know it.
Once your oil has reached 350 degrees, you want to take your little beignets and you just want to gently drop them into the oil. They're going to sink to the bottom and then gently rise back up to the top and turn delicious golden brown. You want to let them cook for about 3 to 4 minutes and halfway through, flip them over. Aren't those just precious, y'all? Make sure not to do too many at once, otherwise you'll forget which one went in first. Once they're done, scoop them out and lay them on a paper towel to let the grease run off. And then repeat the process until you add a dough. Once the beignets have had time to drain, add some honey and a generous helping of powdered sugar. Go on, Tiana, be generous.
Girl.
And that's how you make Tiana's man-catching beignets. Finally, we're going to make our drink, the Sazerac. Now, the Sazerac originated in the Sazerac coffee house down in New Orleans. And anybody who's anybody is drinking this drink. So what you need is you need 6 ounces of rye whiskey. You need a little bit of an anise-flavored liquor. Now, most people like to use absinthe, but a lot of places don't sell it anymore. So, Sambuca or any other anise flavor will work just as well. You also need 4 dashes of bitters and some sugar cubes. So the first thing you want to do is you want to pour some ice into your glasses to keep them nice and cold, because this drink doesn't have any ice in it. Next, in a glass, you want to add 4 dashes of bitters and 6 sugar cubes. Muddle them well. If you don't have a muddler, a spoon works great too. Once that's finished, you want to add your whiskey and set that aside. Discard the ice in your glasses.
Not
Sorry, Tiana. I always look so much fancy on the telly. There we go. All right. Then you want to take a little bit of your anise-flavored liquor and pour some in the glasses. And you're just going to swirl it around because you want that nice licorice flavor. Discard the excess. And then pour in your whiskey. Make sure you get the sugar in both glasses. Everybody likes the sugar. Finally, garnish with a twist of lemon. Make sure you don't put the lemon in the drink. It's supposed to go on the outside. And enjoy. And that's all there is to it. If you want, use that milk we mentioned earlier to make grits to go with your Creole shrimp.
You know, Lottie, you didn't do too bad.
Thanks, Tim. And remember,
don't you go kissing every frog you see, girl.
That's what you think.
Lottie.
I was starting to think that wishing on stars was just for babies and crazy people.
I went downtown today, met a girl on the way. She asked me why I look so lonely. As she changed her wig, my heart danced a jig. Think I found my one and only. Now you're gone, I moved on. Someone who understands. I got a new cosplay girlfriend. She's fun and she's better than you. Feels like my whole life's a whirlwind. Every time I see her, she's always somebody new. I'm in love with my cosplay girlfriend. She's one that you just gotta see. Feels like my whole life's a whirlwind. She knows just who she wants to be. Went to the mall arcade. She likes the games we played. We beat everyone in Mortal Kombat. I told her what you did. She nearly flipped her lid. Says she wants to give you